made it this far. I can't believe we made it this far. I can't believe we made it this far. I can't believe we made it this far. Heaven is sky. And I can't believe I made it this far. Tell you how I feel, tell you how I feel. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel, tell you how I feel.
Make sure you turn the lights off.
Yeah, I got you.
So we'll just go down the line here.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you became coach of this particular team?
That's a great question. Yes. So I'm at a golf outing sponsoring at Shippensburg University. Marty Trimmer, Coach Trimmer, who I've loved forever. We used to bring my Bishop McDevitt teams down here to Central York and play at the tip-off tournament. I was living in North Carolina out of coaching, and I said, if you could guess, other than Central York, who would be the team in this area that you think would be the best to coach, knowing I was moving back to the area? And he goes, I don't know. I said, me either. I said, I would love York, but Kevin's doing a great job. I knew when Kevin got the job here, Sheeler. Fast forward, I moved to the area in March. Central York's in the state playoffs, and a buddy texted me and said, hey, Kevin announced he's going to be done, Coach Sheeler, at the end of the season. So I called Marty and said, look, I am in. My wife said, I got to get back into coaching. I'm driving her nuts, and it's what I do, and I missed it, and thankfully got the job here.
Coach Hoke asked me about coming here a couple years ago and just helping out. Coach Hoke had played against my team back in 1987 when we won a state championship, and I just found his dedication and his interest to be infecting, and I decided to get in and help with the guys, and so I came in as a volunteer assistant, and obviously really glad that I did that, but more importantly, I learned an awful lot from the guys and Coach Hoke in our program.
Well, I kind of consider myself like the defensive coordinator for the team. Kind of my role, making sure that our athletes are, understanding the positioning, the movement, moving as one, what we're doing on ball screens, how we're setting up our presses.
I think for me it was a little bit different just because, I was kind of like the old head, the unk of the team, just being the senior, with just Bowden. I feel like that's something that's not very common to do what we did with such a young team. A lot of these teams that we were going up against were teams that had multiple seniors out on the court, who had been playing with each other for 4 years. How do you, understand, what everybody's role is, what they can do, how to get the most out of them. It was a great life lesson, I think, for me, just being the older guy, to kind of be the leader that everybody looks up to and, show what it's like to be, a Central York Panther. And it was super easy too, though, because we all got along so well.
We clicked right away. I think coming into practices, being in classes with each other and, coming after classes, and you form that brotherhood at such a young age, and once you keep going up levels, it continues to rise.
We all celebrated each other's success, and I think that's what separated us from a lot of other teams. The most challenging part was just kind of managing the expectations. I think the beginning of the season was tough because, like I said, you have these expectations of, what you want to accomplish, and especially when you have such a good team like we did, you don't want to fall short of those expectations. Midway through the season, I think we started to realize that we just got to go out there and have fun.
I thought we could win the districts. I thought we could win the county. And I thought, you got to get lucky to win states. It's matchups. There's so many great teams. You get the right seed, the great matchup, you got to get lucky. So I thought we could. We had the talent, but I didn't know if we would. But to me, we win counties, we win districts. That's the next step. Anything can happen in the state playoffs.
My expectations were, to win a county championship, to maybe win a district championship, and to be in the hunt for a state championship. From where I was looking at it as an assistant coach, I think we started out with a lot of talent and a lot of character, good guys with good character, good students in the class who understood their roles. Later in the season, we developed a consistency in our practice attitude, and that helped to make that character even stronger.
We sat down, we talked about winning counties, getting the division, then the county championship, then the district championship. We knew we only had one choice, which was to go get that state title. So I think for every year, if you're not having the expectation of winning everything and winning every single game, you're selling yourself short.
Coming into my junior year, knowing that our first game was against Reading at home, I think that definitely lit a fire under all of us.
Them being the state champs, everybody was super ready for that game, locked in.
Like all my years playing against Reading, we had never won. I was taking this game, you know, my last chance to play them, you know, really, really personal. I wanted to really beat Reading because we had never beat them before.
Any team that's coming off a state title or is consistently in the state running.
Reading, the leak out, Rodriguez to jam. Reading has been knighted once again and will win the 6A state championship.
We want to continue to play the best around the state. So whether we're playing tough teams in York, tough teams in the district, or tough teams in the state, I think winning those big games always can set the tone and put you on the right path.
Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to Sports Shooting Stars. My broadcast partner, Marcellus Gottwald and Todd Edwards. Marcellus, a big one here tonight, I'll tell you, and a packed house here in Central York.
I don't know how much bigger you could start out. You got the state champions coming visiting Central York. I'm pumped up, man. That's a winning program right there, Reading. Man, I can just feel the energy out here.
Let's not forget the opponent for Reading tonight, this Central York Panther team, led by some big guns here. 1,000-point scorer, Grant Gettinger, who comes in with just over 1,100 points.
Player of the year last year in York and Adams. Man, what a beast. And he's not alone on that squad.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Ben Rill, 6'8" Ben Rill. He's going to be a big contributor, and along with Ben Natal, 3 players that are really getting D1 looks here for Central York. Also, we'll have Ryan Brown Jr. and also Brooklyn Nace. That name may sound familiar. He was the quarterback for Central York.
The team had played Reading the year before and had lost by like 17, 19 points, something like that. I think going into that, we felt like we could play with them. It was a matter of, can we match them intensity-wise? And
we definitely had a chip on our shoulder, especially from when I was a sophomore. We went into their house and we got blown out.
The energy that they had and just like how they played, the hard work, the intensity, we knew it was going to be a hard game.
We wanted to come out firing. Like we're saying, you know what, they're gonna have to beat us at our game. They're pretty good at their game. They've won 3 state titles in a couple of years, and they're fast, they're fierce, they play defense. However, I knew we could score better than them. I knew we could shoot and score better.
For them, we wanted to see if we could play at their pace. So getting up and down, could we play Reading style? We had to make sure that we were in a mindset where we knew that we could compete with them.
Bring the game to you.
Let's go.
And Reading with the possession first, bringing the ball up.
Wide open 3.
Big
Money.
3 by Daquan Burgess, the first points of today's game.
Down to the big guy, Greg. Oh, what a move.
Gettinger.
Money.
Put in. Nice move by Gettinger. One-on-one there and a turnover. Reading now brings the ball up court. And big 3. Nick Chapman drives to the net. Tough put in and the and one.
Oh! Tough move there.
Big 3. Knocks it down.
Timeout Central as Reading comes out blazing.
9 points for Nick Chapman.
They came down here to send a message.
Nace to the bucket and a put in.
Oh, what a take!
And big bucket there by. Nice move by Ben Natal, but there for the put in, Ben Rill. And Ryan Brown Jr. with 5 points with that bucket. Natal for 3.
Money
on that shot, Ben Natal. Down low
what a
to
pass.
Ben Natal and the put in by Ben
Floater.
Natal.
That's a turnover.
And Ryan Brown Jr. now making it look easy. Nice move. Nice move. And the put in by Ben Natal.
And we know Ben Natal can score points in a hurry.
Gettinger drives down low. And the put in by Gettinger.
And that's a little Dirk Nowitzki.
Nice backdoor.
Swatted away by Rill. The kick out to Gettinger for three.
Money. Reading's looking to push it. That's one thing they're good at. But
and a steal by Gettinger. 3-point attempt by Natal, and he sinks it.
Oh, just like that, we got a 10-point lead.
Talk about a momentum swing, 52 to 42. Reading may seem a little shell-shocked right now. Chapman drives to the net, rebounded by Gettinger, gives it out.
Nice pass ahead.
Nice move by Brooklyn.
What a touch there, little finger roll action off the glass.
9 points for Brooklyn Nate.
Kick out, Greg Gettinger, he likes that.
Gettinger for three.
Wow, ice in his veins.
Muscled his way in. Still nothing. Finally gets the and one.
What a strip.
Jackson now goes to the net and the put in.
Wow.
By Ryan Jackson, his first points.
Oh, even
and
better.
A steal there by Pinckney. Drives to the net. Oh! And the put and the and one.
But if you would have told me after that first quarter that it would be 90 to 69 with less than a minute to go and Central would be winning, I might have to call your bluff.
Your final score, Central 90, Reading 73, and what a game, 90 points.
Hats off to Central.
Came out, it was really a tale of two halves. First half belonged to Reading, and this second half belonged to your team, Central York.
We wrote down on the board, we're going to come out, be the aggressor, and get rebounds. That's like the main thing that we thought we were going to win this game. First half, it was kind of shaky, but the second half, we definitely locked in on that and got it done.
Walk in, walk out. Get that dub. Let's go. Let's go.
Going into that game and kind of, beating the brakes off of them and showing, how this Central York team can play, how we can run, I think was super, super important, not only, to make a statement, but also to prove to ourselves, like going up against the state champs that, we can play against anybody on any night, and that if this is our baseline, if this is our floor, our ceiling is 10 times higher.
It was a matter of can we match Reading's intensity, and then can we offensively put the points on the board? Well, obviously, 90 points later, everybody kind of figured out that we were pretty good. So
after that, people are like, okay, all right, these guys are for real. And I saw in the second half of that game the team that I wanted, the team that I knew they could be, we could be.
Us coming out and fighting and, winning that game by a big margin just showed that we can compete with some of the top teams in the state.
Coming to you live tonight from downtown York, the home of the Bearcat Den. We got a big game tonight, York High and Central. It's a big rivalry game. You can throw the records out tonight between these two schools.
1, 2, 3, Central! 1, 5, 6!
Yeah! York High gives us a battle no matter what. And our kids always are up for that game.
Just going against York High, quote-unquote rivalry game. It's always going to be a crazy crowd, hostile crowd, and just a hard game.
I could just tell that the players were locked in. Some of the younger guys stepped up, like RB said, RJ guarding one of York High's best players, Joel Tucker.
But it rolls out of bounds. Now Central will have an opportunity. Ben Real with the bucket, and Central now down by 2. A deep three by Brooklyn Ace, and he drained. Nice shot by Ryan Brown Jr. Gettinger for a deep three, and makes it.
We could play, we could beat every single team that we faced, but it wasn't going to just be our talent that wins us that game. We knew we were a good team. We knew that, I guess you could say we were the favorites. How are we going to, manage that expectation and not take that for granted and still show up and play as hard as you can?
at York High, it was a matter of, by then we kind of knew we were pretty good. Our shooting in that game, you look at RB hitting threes, and you look at guys playing so offensively well together, I thought was really important.
Deep three. Ryan Brown Jr. making it look easy. And a steal there by Ryan Jackson. Oh, and the and one. There's Ben Rill. 16 points for Ben Rill. There's Ryan Brown Jr. for three and sinks it. 17 points for Ryan Brown.
We get into the sloppy, undisciplined, get up a few points or a few buckets. We did not play really well there. When we don't play our way, the right way, anybody can beat us on any note.
Tempers flaring here.
At that point, I saw what we could be, what we were when we played the way we should.
I thought defensively we weren't quite at where we would be yet from my vantage point as an assistant coach, but how are you going to stop us? There were so many different places that we could score, and York High couldn't stop all those places.
Getting here for three, sinks.
It's hard to guard. He was right in his face.
Down low, Ben Rill. Getting her for three, making it easy. Getting her for three, and wow, what a shot by Getting her.
That's another big time three from Greg Gettinger. I believe that's 5 on the night.
Oh, what a shot.
As he goes over to the Cade visuals and does a little flex to the camera.
Obviously, York High gave us a really good game, but these boys, they've been tested. Whether it's in AAU, whether it's even summer league games, they play basketball all year round, so there's nothing that these kids can't accomplish, but York High's always been a tough test.
Number 1 in the county. It is what it is.
Yo, we stay winning. We'll see why. Come on now.
We knew exactly how it was going to be. We played them 3 times last year, so we know exactly what we had to do. Just when we get going, it's hard to stop us because defense is going to win us every game this year.
Our next step in maturity and really reaching that next level as a team is understanding that locking in on defense early is going to translate into our offense, and then that is going to set the tone for the rest of the game.
We had dominated Dallastown here at home the first time we played them, and we didn't have a couple of our best players. Ben Rill was out, Natal was out, and we dominated them by 40-something here at home. So I think we went into that game with everybody back thinking, you can't play with us. And I think that was kind of where we were, that you just didn't have the ability to stay in the game with us if we were playing with that chemistry together, and we did.
I think as far as every sport goes, in terms of Dallastown and Central, it's always a big game.
Yeah, I mean, every game, ideally, we want to come out and play at 110%. But the rivalry title, I think that just gives us that extra push.
Well, the previous year, our only loss was to Dallastown on our home court. For our guys, losing that game, we came in with the understanding that we can't take these guys lightly, whether it's at home or on their floor. It's always a rivalry. They're very well coached. I think understanding that we can't take it for granted. We went full force and we did not let off the gas.
My freshman year, they beat us here at home, and a lot of things were being said after that game. So, just going into Dallastown, we put our foot down every time. So, it's a personal game for us.
Well, Dallastown always plays us hard. They play so hard. They're so physical. They're so athletic. They play hard. I felt really good that we were ready for those guys, and we just had more talent. We had more size and talent. We said we're going to score inside. We did a really good job of it.
I always appreciate playing Dallastown just because, I know some of the guys, in their student section, so I know it's going to be an extra chirpy. It just adds to the level of, competitiveness. You got to give them the respect, or the credit where it's due, because they can go crazy. My sophomore year, we didn't make any playoffs because, we lost to Dallastown and ended up losing the tiebreaker that year. And so, those things were haunting. And so Dallastown will, forever be a big game for me, just because I know, what they have done, to kind of, to get us, to kind of stab us in the back. But, this year, with the guys that we had, I had no doubt that if we showed up, that we could run them off the court. They're really, really well coached, but as long as we showed up and played our best, that we were unstoppable.
We're just about ready to get this one underway. Dallastown in their white and blue here tonight, and Central in bright orange tonight with black numbers. And Dallastown controls the tag. Then Natal in the wing right away, and in for two for Natal. The bucket good as Natal gets a steal that time, and Natal down the court for his second bucket here in the first quarter and gets fouled in the play. Underneath it goes to Saxon Suchanik, just again, great pass from Gittinger, and Suchanik scores very quickly. Rill, the strong move up and in. Ben Rill, the big 6'8" guy, takes it to the rack. Brooklyn Nace, free. Steal by Central, throw it out ahead to Saxon Suchanik. Suchanik gets nailed from behind. Central off and running. Central with numbers. And Ben Rill up the look. Great pass from Doug Lair to Ben Rill on the run. Underneath it goes to Rill. Rill creates space. Rill up and in. And Rill did a great job of getting himself set that time. Good deflection. Then deflection followed up. And up and down to Gittinger, and that's what they do. JoJo Woodard up and in off the bench. The JoJo Woodard, your second straight bucket. He's exploding in the game here with 6 points. JoJo Woodard has had a time here in the third and fourth quarter, 8 points. That might be the highlight of the night right there. And Central is going to win this one 73-43.
We'll see why. Another dub, baby. Let's go!
What I'm going to take my hat off to Central York for, they got a lot of kids playing hard.
I remember Asmir and JoJo. They're incredible people. That's the thing about these kids. Like, they're not only all 4.0 students, but they're incredible people, and they're going to do great things. So seeing those guys get the opportunity to show what they can do, when they're not getting the playing time they'd hope for, and they're the majority of the time they're just busting their butts at practice. They're the ones that are the unsung heroes, and seeing them succeed, there's really nothing better. And that's another reason, as you asked before, like why I really got into coaching is seeing those and having those moments with the kids that maybe don't get all the glamour or all the glory.
Yeah, Central Dauphin was one of the top teams on our schedule. I know some of the guys from Central Dauphin, so I know that they're a pretty good team.
Well, they've got a lot of size. They got a lot of bouncy kids that can really score Fletchers, one that we really had to focus on. So
I think it was the first real game where we had another team that was able to kind of put up the same amount of points that we were able to.
I think in terms of Central Dauphin, I think as an overall, Mid-Penn teams are very scrappy. And we knew it was going to come down to the wire. I mean, Central Dauphin, they don't give up. You know, they're full of heart and energy every single play, every single possession.
That's a very good, very athletic, very up and down team that can shoot. And when Central Dauphin gets hot, especially at home, they're really tough. So.
OCY, baby. This is us. This is us. Come on.
To watch our offense in that game and some of the things that Greg Gittinger did and Ben Natal did offensively was pretty awesome. I mean, the guys put on a show that night.
Greg was unbelievable. Greg, they couldn't stop Greg. They didn't have an answer for Greg, thank God. That game, the highlight to me was Ben Natal played absolutely out of his mind. Great defensive game. He was phenomenal.
That game, we learned a lot. It went down to the wire. We learned how to keep our composure, and I think there was just a lot of growth from our team after that game.
You learn a lot because there's so many moments where you could crumble to the pressure or, to just trying to be the hero. But, we stayed together and we kind of took it, as, one possession at a time, especially in those late games. And
Greg being the X factor in that game, just hitting every single shot, leading our team in that game. We knew that if we matched their intensity, that we could pull off that game.
High School Sports Live is proud to present the Central York versus Cumberland Valley Boys Cross-Conference Showdown. This is number 1 versus number 2 in the District 6A rankings, with Central York atop the York League and Cumberland Valley in the top of the Mid-Penn Conference Division. What a showdown here tonight.
No music, hey! No music, hey! No music, hey! No music, hey! Central TV 6! 1, 2, 3! 4, 5, 6!
Well, I think, the fact is they knew Cumberland Valley was really good. And, going into that game, it was a matter of they're a much more disciplined half-court team. We felt that we could push them a little bit full court, but we also felt in half-court we were pretty good too.
There was a lot on the line for that game, the number 1 spot.
That game we knew was going to be a potential, what we thought was the district championship. While we don't want to ever get too high or too low, that was one the kids really got up for.
We knew it was 1 versus 2. I was super nervous before that game. I actually threw up before the game.
They're so disciplined. They're so well coached. They're a great shooting team.
I got a lot of respect for Cumberland Valley. They had some really, really good talent on their team, and they played well together. I just knew it was going to be a battle.
The bigger the game, the bigger we all come together and we play. So
I got to tell you, that was one of the finest games I've ever seen.
Is a real treat. A sneak peek at the 2 best teams. Number 1 against number 2. This is the game we've been waiting for all year. Central York controls the tip.
That's a big answer right there.
That's Aiden Deal. He can get hot. Deal is for real, guys.
Wow, you say he's the real deal. Jake Snyder. Nice change of direction there for the big guy.
Cumberland Valley 12-4. Let's see what Central York does in response. Oh, there's an answer from Central York.
RB Brown.
RB baby.
Oh, that was crafty, wasn't it?
When Gittinger gets it there, it's lights out.
We just talked about Lebo.
JJ with the J.
Nice deal.
That was Ben Natal.
With the flush.
Lee JJ. Kick got nuts. Looked like JJ Redick on that one.
Real. Oh, he's strong.
Yes. Real.
Showing a mid-range.
He's keeping it real. There's a spark right there for Central York.
Ryan Jackson off the bench.
JJ Lebo. Oh my 37.
That's one way to tie it up.
Jackson said, "Don't forget about me for 3."
What a shooting performance by both teams.
Yes. Nice drill. 36, Central York.
Well, I know Big Ben's in London, but he appears to be out here on this court tonight.
Amazing how they dissect that zone. Look at this.
Ben Natal. Ben Natal again.
Oh, that's so smooth. They're up 10, just like that.
You can't let him go to his left hand.
Everybody that he's left-handed.
Yeah.
Hats off to Cumberland Valley. Hats off to Central York.
The depth of Central York is very, very impressive. I mean, everybody knows their role. It's very, very impressive. I look for them to make a long run in the districts and into states.
We number one, baby. We number one.
I'm so proud of you fellas.
So the start of that game was the most unbelievable first quarter probably ever seen in high school basketball around here. I don't even know what the score was, but it was like 22-19 or something like that. We couldn't stop them, they couldn't stop us. I think there was like 1 or 2 missed shots in the first quarter. I don't know that Cumberland Valley missed a shot, actually. They have a lot of length and size and can shoot, and that was a little bit challenging, but our strength was inside. And the combination, Greg, everyone knows about Greg Gettinger's scoring, but he can pass. And Ben Rill can stink and score inside. He is tough, and they did not have an answer for him. So we tried to go high-low, and that really, really worked well. That was one of the best high school basketball games I've been involved in.
The excitement of the game, the big crowd that was here, our home crowd, we definitely fed off their energy. I'd say that was one of our best games together as a team. We learned a lot about each other and definitely grew.
You know, seeing such a big and hostile crowd come into this place, it was huge for us. Everything about the game kind of leveled us up in terms of playing together and, you know, securing that #1 spot.
Our guys live for that kind of game where you're playing a team and say, hey, this team's pretty good. And seeing people shoot the ball well and then being able to match up with that. I think our guys live for that kind of thing. So it's not a whole lot of what we had to do to prepare as a coaching staff. It was more along the lines of our guys recognizing the moment and being able to step into that moment, and especially happening here on the home court.
With the full crowd, you know, having everyone on our side, you know, we took full advantage of that. You know, we got the job done that day.
Just like what RB said, bigger the game, the more we knew we had to show up, and I think we did exactly that. We showed up, got the job done, and solidified that #1 spot in district.
I knew that we could beat anybody when we beat them because several coaches, former coaches that I spoke to after the game said, that's the best Cumberland Valley could play. And you took their best and you beat them by 10 points. Well, whatever, it was 10 points, until the final couple of seconds. But when we do what we need to do, we're going to be pretty darn good.
Final regular season broadcast. It's the Red Lion Lions visiting the Central York Panthers.
Should be a good one here.
We're expecting a good back-and-forth game once again here today.
Right now, as we're coming off the timeout, Central with the possession.
Quarterback throws it over to Ben.
And Natal drives to the bucket, and the footing.
There it is.
Natal in what a moment. With that bucket, that's his 1,000th point.
Ben Natal is 1,000th point, just a junior. Let the man have his moment.
And Ben Natal being hugged by his teammates, and it looks like he's going over to his mother to give her the game ball.
And he'll present the ball over to his family in the stands. He's the 7th member of Central's boys basketball 1,000 point club. Wow. It's incredible. Wow. Final 4.4. Geininger's got to go. Pull up left wing 3. He hits it with Sedora's hand in his face. Again, it did not matter.
Wow.
And Geininger takes Central to the locker room with a 30-24 lead at the half.
Well, we struggled for 2 years with Redline. We always struggled with them. They're big and strong seniors. They had 3 seniors, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" across the board, and strong. That was tough, and we never played well against them. They intimidated us. They played tough and strong inside. We have some size, but I'm never comfortable playing them.
Every single time you play Redline, you know it's going to be every aspect that every other team brings. Redline brings it tenfold. And they play a style of the game where it makes you struggle a little bit, especially us. We like to play fast, and they slow it down a lot.
Here we go. Second half of basketball.
There he is, the 1,000-point scorer, Ben Natal with the rock.
Baseline.
Ooh, nice move. That was beautiful. That's tough.
Here's Geininger out on the right perimeter. One dribble, shoots, and he hits another 3. He makes it look too easy. Here's Natal driving the lane, ball knocked loose. Rill grabs it and takes it in for a left-hand slam. Here's a drive from Williams to the hoop, left-hand layup.
And Williams took Rill right to the hoop.
What a move by Geininger. He was fouled.
I'm just going to say that's next level.
And there's the trap.
And stepping through is Cade Shepard. He hits Sedora down low, kicks it out. A 3 for Overcheck, and he drills it from the left corner. Now down low, here's Sukanik, who's back in. Missed it short, but taps it right back up and in.
Nice job and running the other end.
Overcheck leaks free. He beats everybody down the floor for 2. It's 42-38. Geininger catch and shoot and sticks another 3. One pass on the inbound to him.
Geininger with the ball, nice spin move. And
he just can't even miss. I don't think even if he tried, he couldn't miss.
Here goes Nace the other way. Steers through. It's 3 blocked by Williams. Williams sidestep on Sukanik, kicked it to the trailing. Good, and he buries a 3-pointer. Here's Jackson, pull up, left side, mid-range, it's pure. Ryan Jackson hits.
That's his first bucket of the night.
Here's to Jackson, who launches a 3, it's good! Ryan Jackson out over Dennis. Here's Overcheck, hop step in, and he scoops it home for 2. The Panthers wanted to travel. Here's Geininger spinning it, missed once, missed twice, third effort, it wouldn't go. Geininger's slow to get up. Might have gotten his knee banged. Sedora at the other end, layup and 1. And Geininger's down on all 4s again. And certainly that's the biggest concern for the Panthers at the moment.
2-point game.
Game Central up 52-50.
And the rebound good for Redline. Sedora rifles it in. Williams the catch, and he lays it in, and now we're tied. Crosses over, darts it in with some contact. He scoops it home.
I'll tell you what, the kid took a shot there.
Nice feed, and the put in by Christmas. Saxton Sukanik to clean things.
To the left wing, here's Brown cutting in, a floater, he got it. Dennis down low, and Sedora lays it in.
Nice ball movement by Redline.
To Nace, right side, baseline drive, floater up short. Rill the rebound and lays it in, and this game's tied at 60. Here's a dangerous pass and a foul on Geininger, who came up on Overcheck near midcourt. It's only Central's second of the quarter. Sedora makes the grab, fires it left side, Overcheck, a 3, airball to Rill the catch. And a foul call on Redline, and Rill will be shooting. Central back on top. Good inbounds from the sideline. Sonora the catch, and he scores! Sonora ties it at 62. Now 51.3.
I'd hold for the last shot.
Central's possession coming off the timeout, R.B. Brown. Well, we're down under 15 seconds, sports fans. Could we get some bonus basketball? 5 seconds and counting. Natal with the rock.
The night that he scored 1,000.
A screen from Geininger, crossover into the lane, spin, shoots, got it! Natal is the hero tonight.
He sinks it! He sinks it! It's unbelievable! Ben Natal with the game-winning shot! Simply amazing!
Oh, they're pushing him over there!
On the night that he scored his 1,000th point, he wins it at the buzzer.
What a great shot. Little shoulder fake, get the guy moving, come back. What a great shot.
Where he at? Where he at? Where's Uno? Come on, baby!
Redline, meanwhile, they play Central as tough as anybody has all year. But a 2-point win for the Panthers, 64-62 is the final score.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. You know, it was a lot was happening, and I saw Ben with the ball, and the only thing I was doing was looking at the clock, saying, "Come on, Ben, let's go." You know, and I thought he seemed to know when the last moment was, and a lot of people have argued about did he get a shot off or before or after the buzzer, but that night, you know, the buzzer said he got it off for before. So
Tough night today. Yeah. But you know what? Probably think you know what? We're right there.
JT, you get us a picture?
I was fortunate enough. I hit my 1,000 points and the buzzer beater as well. I remember Coach Marco told me after I hit my 1,000 points, so close to the end of the game, you know, you don't want to end your 1,000-point game on a loss. So, I mean, that kind of fired me up a little bit. Coach Hoke drew that last player for me. I know there's a lot of controversy talking about if I got it off on time. We won the game, so there's a lot of emotions. And on top of the win and my 1,000 points. So.
And we're joined by a special guest, no more special than Ben Natal. There you are, Ben. Let's talk about it. Run us through that final shot. It was a big one here tonight.
Yes, sir. So Coach Hoke called a timeout late in the fourth. Couple seconds left. He drew up a play we run all the time in practice. He wanted me to get the last shot. The game was tied, so I knew whether I missed or not, I was going to go into overtime and we'd be good. So I took that shot with confidence and it went in.
You were never thinking about missing that shot. How about it?
No, sir.
Cold as a big shot, game-winning shot. Not to mention your 1,000 point tonight. How special was that moment? And then I saw you gave the ball to your mom.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be able to say that I'm a 1,000-point scorer. But I wouldn't have done this without my teammates and my coaches. I mean, Coach Hoke, even since I was a freshman, he's put me in tough positions to be able to get to the point where I am now. He molded me into the player I am today, and my teammates. I mean, we got a lot of talent, but, you know, Greg being a 1,000-point scorer, me and Ben Real almost going to be a 1,000-point scorer, that just shows how unselfish and of a great group we are.
I see you guys. Appreciate it.
They play for each other, and that's the best thing about these boys. They're always about the other person. They're not selfish at all. They don't have a selfish bone in their body. So getting the 1,000-point, hitting the game winner, they were all pumped. They're always for one another, and I think, you know, whether it's, you know, Greg being the all-time leading scorer, Ben Real, Ben Natal getting their 1,000-point, in the moment we're like, hey, we got a game to win. But afterwards, if you saw them in the locker room, you'd be like, man, these kids, they love each other.
You know, we wanted to have the last shot, and the fact that he got it and made it, and that was big. That was big, because we didn't play a perfect game by any means in that one. I was glad we had the ball at the end, and I'm glad we had it in the hands of Ben. He seemed to be able to pull off the big one here when we needed it.
One thing that Redline did really well is, you know, they made us be a lot more patient with possessions, and with them slowing the tempo down, kind of gave us a little bit of struggles. That's why every game against Redline is super close.
Being able to, you know, get to the win the way we did, you know, with Ben's buzzer beater, you know, it leaves, you know, something to celebrate, but also, like, we got to make sure that we show up because, like I've been talking about expectations, and you got to win even on bad days. You know, a win's a win, but how can we learn from this game now? how can we improve and not take, a step backwards, because we're going to see other teams that are going to face us like this.